Liz Truss. Lizzie. Good old Lizzie, a friend of the show. Elizabeth Truss, formerly a Liberal Democrat, pivoted to the Tories and now operates somewhere in that sort of political space between New Bedlam Asylum and the culture war Crayola right of American politics. Absolutely batshit is Lizzie. She's gone off the deep end. But we all know that, don't we? She began her trajectory down the complex, woven roads of insanity, a couple of years ago, I suppose. She trod a path well trodden now by the culture war right, and we've touched on this a couple of times before, about how you get these sort of center right types who kind of fuck up a bit and pivot. They adopt that sort of conspiracy theory stuff. And I suppose Russell Brand is really a great example of that, because before he was very left-wing, right? At least superficially so. But he found himself in trouble, or at least he had an inkling that he was going to find himself in trouble, and he adopted a conspiracy theory, chemtrails, 5G, plandemic kind of sensibility on YouTube. Possibly, arguably, allegedly in preparation for the charges that have now been tabled to him or against him. If you stay left of centre and everybody calls you a rapist, and you are, within that tribe, as it were, then they're probably going to ostracize you from the tribe, disown you, cancel you. But if you have identified as a inhabitant of the conspiracy theory QAnon right ahead of time, then when the police come after you, it's all about the deep state, isn't it? It's all about the Matrix. Then it's all about dark forces. And Liz Truss, Lizzie is no exception to that. She's also an occupant of that political space. Because, even though she wasn't totally sane ahead, like the other side of the mini budget, she was still fairly tabloid, wasn't she? I think in her Conservative Party conference speech, she was babbling about... I remember, John Sopel from the newsagents really took exception to it. Something about, left-wing podcast or leftist podcasters in their Islington townhouses. Also, it's really snarky for a Conservative Party leader come Prime Minister to be talking in that way. So she was already a little bit crazy, and then she hit the skids with the mini budget, and, we all know what happened there. My mortgage payments doubled. How did yours fare? How did you get on with that whole trust to fuck? And then she sort of, she attempted to rewrite history, right? She said it wasn't that she was shit, in way over her head. Didn't understand even the basics of modern geopolitics and economics. It wasn't that at all. Actually, what it was the deep state. It was the deep state that got her, is what she told Steve Bannon on a later podcast.
Did the deep state turf you out?
The economic establishment in Britain, they are the friends of the deep state. They got me.
And at the time, she was railing in the Telegraph about how she was brought down by the left-wing economic establishment. She, the leader of the Conservative Party, was brought down by the establishment. It's so beyond anything. It's beyond satire. Anyway, get to the point, Aid. Why is Lizzie back in the news? Elizabeth Truss has said this summer, she's going to be releasing her own, get this, free speech app. Whoa! Yes, Lizzie! Oh, fantastic. Bloody genius commercial route. Who was saying a second ago that she had no idea about modern economics? What idiot said that? Who would ever cast such aspersions on such a commercially attuned mind as to enter the social media space with an idea as unique as original as a free speech social media app is what she's going to market with this summer. Brought to you by Elizabeth Truss, the free speech social media app. I don't know where she got the idea from. I mean, like, how will it fare? What is it going to offer to the market that those other apps, of which there are now many, it's like free speech news networks. It's like GB News saying it's the home of free speech. That's where you have to go to, fight oppression, that the establishment are coming down on them, that they rail against cancer. This is the only place you can go to get free speech news and fight back against cancel culture, guys. And then you go over to Talk TV, same thing. Then you go over to Fox, it's the same thing. Then you go to Breitbart, it's the same thing. Then you go to Newsback. Like, all of them are carbon copies of each other in exactly the same way as, when I take the piss out of Dan Wootton or Darren Grimes or Julia Hartley-Brewer or Lawrence Fox or like any of them, any of that ilk, any of that harem of Bellendry, all of them, it's the same cell. It's like, you've got to support me. Got to jump on my buy me a coffee or Substack or Patreon or something, because this is the only place where you can hear the truth, uncensored, unshackled. So it's the same product. It's going to be the exact same product as the rest of them, except this one, so far as I can tell, like the only cell that it has that the others don't, is that it's a ship that is being steered by Elizabeth Truss. I mean, I really don't know what to make of that. I don't understand how anyone would want to buy tickets to board that ship, to work for it. I just don't know. I wish her the best with it.
Just another